Hello, my name is Aiden. Today we are going to visit the sleepy mountain town of Goldleaf. The sun has set on summer and autumn is in full swing. The day begins with the sound of leaves dancing on the wind and the sort of breeze that makes you pull your scarf a little bit tighter. Not because you're cold, but because you want to feel the soft wool against your neck. The air smells of chimney smoke, the faintest hint of cinnamon, and the warm, nutty aroma of roasting coffee from somewhere down the street. Beneath your boots, well, what's left of them, crisp leaves crunch and crackle. They were once your favorite boots, reliable, comfortable, loyal, until, of course, your cats decided that boots were a perfect playing ground. They hid a toy inside, and while the toy survived, the boots, not so much. Leather chewed, laces frayed, and one suspiciously tiny paw print embedded in the mud-caked toe. You sigh, but it's a gentle sigh. After all, it's autumn, and in autumn, everything broken feels like it might have a chance to be remade. Today, you are going to visit the cobbler. The cobblestone path is uneven, each step a satisfying clop of the heel to stone. The sun, low and golden, flickers between branches as you walk under trees heavy with amber leaves. You pass a bakery, its windows fogged from the warmth inside. Fresh bread scent slips into the air, and for a moment, you almost forget about the boots entirely. But then your sock catches on the worn inside of your shoe, and you remember why you're here. Ahead is a narrow doorway. Above it hangs a sign, hand-painted and slightly faded, reading, Halloway's Cobbler and Company. The "and Company" has always been a mystery. As far as you know, there's only Halloway. Unless, of course, you count the shop cat, who definitely considers herself upper management. The little brass bell above the door jingles as you step inside. The air is warm and smells faintly of oiled leather, beeswax, and something herbal. Maybe the tea Halloway keeps simmering in the back. Rows of shoes and boots line the walls. Polished Oxfords, rugged hiking boots, dainty heels from another era entirely. Some are here for repair, others for sale, all of them with a quiet sort of dignity, as though they've each had lives worth telling stories about. Halloway emerges from the back, apron tied, glasses perched on the end of his nose. He has the kind of hands that seem permanently stained with the memory of leather dye. "Ah," he says, looking at your boots. "Victims of either war or cats." You nod. Both. Halloway ushers you to a chair and sets your boots gently on the counter. He runs his thumb along the torn seam, presses at the worn sole, tuts softly, and then smiles. "These can be saved." You know, he begins, this trade is older than most towns. In the Middle Ages, shoemakers split into two groups. Cordwainers made new shoes from fresh leather, but cobblers repaired the weary ones, gave them a second life. We weren't even allowed to make new shoes back then, just repairs. Kept us humble, I suppose, he chuckles, lifting your boots as if to prove his point. Heroes in the shadows. We kept people moving when they couldn't afford new. Soldiers, farmers, mothers, children, all carried forward by patched leather. He chooses a sheet of warm brown leather from the rack, the kind that looks soft now but will grow tougher with the years of wear. The sound of his scissors slicing through it is deliberate, each snip spaced evenly, almost like a metronome. "Even our sayings remember us," he adds. "If the shoe fits, wear it." Waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well-heeled, meaning wealthy. Shoes leave marks not just on roads, but on language itself. Now comes the hammer. Tap, tap, tap. Firm, steady, unhurried. This sound, Halloway says, hasn't changed in centuries. A cobbler in 1600 would have sounded the same. All across time, this rhythm carried lives forward. Soldiers marching, farmers plowing, children running to school. Every step echoing with a cobbler's hammer. Factories make shoes so quickly and cheaply, he says softly. But a cobbler reminds us, some things are worth saving. Shoes hold memories, and memories deserve a second chance. He hums softly as he works. The hum blends with the steady tap-tap of a hammer shaping new soles, the swish of a stiff brush over leather, and the occasional thunk of a heavy tool being set back onto a bench. The shop cat appears, stretching luxuriously before hopping onto the counter. She inspects your boots with the gravity of a museum curator, sniffs them, and then, apparently satisfied, curls into a warm heap beside them. Minutes stretch into a gentle sort of timelessness. You watch as Halloway threads a thick needle, the wax thread catching the light before it disappears into the leather. Each pull is firm, and the leather edges draw closer until they meet seamlessly again. "Funny, isn't it," he says, "how much shoes carry." In folklore, shoes were often enchanted. Think of the glass slipper, or silver shoes, or the red shoes that could make you dance forever. Even today, we say to walk in someone else's shoes. Old wisdom reminding us that every step holds a story. When he pauses, it's not out of hurry but intention. He warms a tin of beeswax in his hands before smoothing it over the newly repaired seams, sealing the leather, protecting it from the rain, snow, and any future feline sabotage. That's what I mend, really. Not just boots. I mend the miles walked and the places visited, the laughter, even the sorrows. I mend the memory. Finally, he laces the boots with fresh cord. Not the thin, fraying ones that you had before, but strong, thick laces that feel ready for adventures you haven't had yet. Laces themselves only became common around the 12th century. Before that, people tied shoes with straps or wrapped cloth. The lace was revolutionary. Suddenly, shoes could hug the foot more closely, last longer. Simple string, yet it shaped centuries of walking. He ties the final knot carefully. There are even stories of elves helping cobblers at night, stitching perfect shoes while the craftsman slept. I haven't seen an elf around here yet, but, he glances at the cat, she might qualify. The cat blinks at you, slow and regal. He sets them down in front of you. They smell faintly of leather and wax, and they look not new exactly, but renewed. You slide your feet into them. They fit perfectly, like walking into an old memory, but one that's been polished and cared for until it feels safe again. Halloway smiles. The shop cat blinks slowly at you, cat for approval, and tucks her head under her paw. You step outside into the golden afternoon. The air feels even crisper now. Your boots press firmly into the cobblestones, each step carrying a quiet confidence. Somewhere, a leaf drifts down and lands on your shoulder, but you don't brush it away. It's autumn, and in autumn, even the smallest things feel worth holding on to. You keep walking, not quickly, not with urgency, but with the steady pace of someone who knows that home is waiting. The cats will be curious about your boots, and the world, for now, is exactly as it should be.